PR Connections Radio presents.
Hello there, everybody. This is Jesse Oakley III, and welcome to the Sunday Morning Chat Series with Jesse Oakley III. The premise of this podcast is for me, yours truly, to interview a plethora of positive people that are making big differences in the communities, whether they're speakers, authors, entertainers, writers, anybody's doing some amazing things in the community, you'll hear from them first, right here on the Sunday Morning Chat Series with Jesse Oakley III. And it gives me a great pleasure and great treat to hear so many people out there in not only this country, but also in the world making big differences. And I happen to pick up on a lovely lady here that has something called Blossom to Success. And I had a chance to know this person. And when it comes to Blossom to Success, she is truly a blossomer and making a difference in a big community. So without further delay, please help me welcome from Blossom to Success, Karen Hewitt. Karen, how's it going?
It's going great, Jesse. How are you?
I'm doing quite well. And are you ready to go?
Absolutely.
All right. Without further delay, let's chat. Okay. Now, first and foremost, could you explain what is the premise of Blossom to Success?
So, Blossom to Success is the name of my company, and we're a social media strategy and management company. But we do things differently because it's about having people's authentic stories and voices shine. So we look at social media a little differently. Most companies, it's about the ROI, engagement, connections, followers. I would rather have a client have less followers in a community that they serve than just having numbers out there. So it's all about that voice and that passion and being mission led.
All right. Fantastic. Fantastic. Now, sounds like you're doing some amazing stuff at Blossom to Success. And I want to go right from the beginning on how you got it started. What was the beginning moment? What was your starting point for creating a magnificent company like Blossom Success?
So I was a stay-at-home mom and we were struggling. I'll be honest. I had some days where I literally wrapped my baby in a tea towel because I ran out of diapers. And I had to come up with a way to bring some money in. So I was going to go get a job. Everywhere I looked, even with my credentials and my history, by the time I worked and paid a daycare, because at this point it was 3 kids, all under 5, I think I worked out I would have made $20 a month after paying for the daycare. So it became hey, how can I make $20? Because if that's all I'm going to take home, I might as well be home with my kids and make it. So I got into a thing called network marketing, and I quickly realized that I was being told to post on social media in certain ways. Post this picture, copy paste this, say this, and it just did not sit right with me. I could not stand the idea of, okay, I get it. That story worked for you. Why would it work for everyone else? You want me to go to a car dealership and pretend I'm buying $100,000 car? No, that's not honest. That's not it's not real. I can't do that. So my brain went, maybe I should learn about it. And I started to dig in and learn and find out all the algorithms. I started to study neuro-linguistic programs, psychology, marketing, and find out what the actual deal was with it. And I started to take my own path. And one day I got an email and I deleted it. They emailed me again. I deleted it again. They emailed me again and deleted it. And then I got a phone call from California. I'm like, you need to respond to the emails. It is actually Meta emailing you because they were doing some in-person training for certain groups to bring them in to train them on programs, things that are coming out, and also to find out what they were doing so differently with social media. And at that point, I was like, oh, okay. Because I thought it was just one of those people that pretend they're from Facebook to try and get your password. So, nope, delete. It was actually an invite to go to an in-person training to learn directly from the people creating the programs and do all these things. That's when I realized I actually was a business that could provide services for other people, not just for myself and for what I was doing with a small side business. And it started to grow from there. Since then, I have become a mentor for the Arizona Commerce Authority. I actually teach small businesses by the Commerce Authority how to
Ooh,
handle their social media. I've done trainings for them. I do their boot camps. I do their cohorts. And again, this is all volunteer work, but they asked me if I would share what I do, and I do that. I am Harvard Business School certified in disruptive strategy because I take the disruptive strategies from business and equate them to social media and how to break people out of the box. And I've just developed different skills and different ways to do it that they're not the same. I don't believe in a cookie cutter approach. And that's the story of how it started. And this year, and you're kind of getting a sneak peek. Well, it's going to be launching within September and October. I created an entire disruptive archetypes, which is like a personality assessment for your social media that gives you a character personality for the
hmm.
emotional and psychological character that you're portraying rather than what you think. Because I think that is so important.
Truly fantastic and phenomenal that you get to start in this fashion. Now, when it comes to creating and organizing your company, Blossom to Success, what were some of the challenges that you faced that you overcame?
This is always a hard one to talk about, but it's so important, and it's also to do why I called my company Blossom to Success. And I think I've told you this story before, Jesse.
Yes.
I was someone that was in a very extremely violent domestic violence relationship, and it left me to the point where I was considered agoraphobic, CPTSD, and all these different things. And at one point, that person was arrested, and I was convinced I needed to go and get them out. So, but someone stopped me, and I told them I basically unleashed everything. And they were the ones that gave me the idea of the blossom. They told me that someone isn't broken when things are bad, they're a cherry blossom. It's time to dig the roots down deep and grow from within. But what this did is it left me with this challenge about having to leave the home and speak to people because I did not want to speak to people. Asking me to people was just no, 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 no. So that was one of my biggest challenges. And I think this is so important for a lot of business owners. You may not have that backstory, you may not have that challenge, but that conversation with people is one of the things that if you don't make that a priority, you may get one or two things going right for you, but you won't build something sustainable. Business nowadays is about relationships. So this is one of the biggest challenges that I had because I wasn't building that conversational relationship at first. I wasn't asking people to have conversations, recommendations, reviews. I was just staying in the little lane and doing production.
Right.
They want this, I give them this. And small businesses, I see it all the time. They get a client and they're convinced, okay, I got a client, yay, yay, yay. And they just focus in on producing what they need to do for that particular thing, but they never develop relationships.
Ah.
Okay. And when you're developing, and I'm talking like going to local networking groups, going to commerces, groups, Facebook groups are an amazing place to develop a relationship, having conversations. You have to develop these and learn about people, not just be there to go, hey, I have a business, buy from me. Find out about people, have conversation, grow, connect, because you may not be the right business for them, but 6 months down the line, they may be going, oh, you need that? Hang on, I know somebody who does that. And that's what you're looking for. The other big challenge that I had, and again, I think this is so common, and I just want to speak, and a bit of it is to do with my background, to why I took it so hard, is a lot of small business owners, a lot of people who are leading a mission, a lot of people who are driving a purpose, they fall victim to imposter syndrome.
Ah, yes.
I am not good enough. I can't do this. Why is this me? Because there's so many people that are better than me. You want to know why my social media company is so different and so successful? Because I'm not you and you are not me. And the minute you try and be me, you've just failed. I need you to be you. I need you to talk about your passions. I need you to talk about your pains, not in the way to get people to get their popcorn pains, but the ways it drives the solution. I need you to talk about your hobbies, your motives, your whys. None of that is worth hiding. And I think if you can focus on that mindset when you're in business, community, leadership, or mission dread, which is one, build a relationship. You never know who you're speaking to where that will lead. I had one of those conversations that led me to a conversation, that led me to conversation, and I ended up developing a great friendship and a mentorship with someone who recently passed away, JW, who was the creator of the Learning Code.
Yeah.
They ran a whole neuroscience program, which was fantastic. Develop those relationships. And then imposter syndrome, even though it feels real, it's not, it's something putting you pressure on to not be yourself. And if you can authentically and truly just live your life and live your business and live your community in a way that is honest and true, you'll never be an imposter.
That is fantastic, and especially get a chance to know people, not just on the surface, but deep inside. And I really appreciate and commend you for the efforts with Blossoms of Success, because some people see business success on the surface. It takes a lot of effort to go underneath the surface and get a chance to know the other person and work with the other person. So my hat's off to you, Karen. So that's truly phenomenal. All right.
Thank you.
All right. Now, next question I have for you is, with your experience in this company, what were some of the best moments that you had?
Oh, you're making me just pick a couple. One of my clients, they are an author. They write books. They write fiction books. Their books, I like them. They're really good. But they were told by countless other people, including social media management, PR, agents, that the one thing that about them that they should not talk about was the fact that they did not graduate high school.
Hmm.
They basically shamed this person into that. They were like, oh, no, 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 you don't want people to think that, because that's basically saying you're not smart enough to write.
Oh boy.
And it took a little time, a few little nudges. We gradually got there. It wasn't this big, okay, you're working with me and I'm going to reveal this on day one. But within a couple of months, they came to me and said, okay, let's tell it. Let's share this. And we did this whole thing where they came and said, hey, you know what? I didn't graduate high school, and it didn't stop me from following my dreams. And they set a personal goal and they went and got their GED to show it could be done, but they were still writing books. And probably I'd say about 3 months after they did that, and that became part of their brand, they forwarded me an email from someone. And it was, the person was, I've been reading your book since they came out, and I was ashamed that I didn't go to high school. I didn't finish my high school. I just finished my GED, and it's because of you. And this person had written this to this author, and they forwarded me that, got on a call and was like, I am so glad you convinced me to own that, because now I'm able to help other people. They actually fund in their area, they actually fund helping people get their GEDs and high school diplomas now as part of their Give Back program. But they've been shamed into that for so long, they felt unnatural to say it. But they've done so much good because of it.
Mm-hmm.
Another one, and it's then I started to realize that I was getting a lot of mission-based companies, such as a company that teaches children emotional resilience through a cartoon. That's another one. And these moments where it's not just about having a client or someone that you're checking off boxes to get their deliverables, but you're seeing the mission and the purpose and how it impacts the world. Those are the best moments. Those are the happiest moments.
I tell you, those are some amazing, mind blowing experiences. And it goes to show you that no matter what obstacles that you face, there's always a chance for it to be overcome. No matter what problems are out there, they can be solved. So if you have any type of setback or drawback, don't let those setbacks and drawbacks hinder you. There's always a way to go through them and become victorious on top. And Karen, you gave great examples on the best moments, especially with lots of success. Really appreciate it, Karen. All right. Next question I have for you is the following. Let's say that you're at one of these events and you happen to meet someone who is inspired by your work. They're amazed and they're impressed by what you're doing for the community, get a chance to know people inside and get a chance to connect with people on a deeper level, and they come up to you and say, Karen, I'm impressed by what you're doing. You are an inspiration, and I want to be just like you. I want to go to these different locations and make a difference that is that's a deep difference, the same way that you're doing with Blossom to Success. And I just want to be like you. And if you were to meet that person who wants to step in your shoes, what advice would you give that person?
Well, first I'd tell them no.
Hmm.
I would say, no, you don't get to step into my shoes. This is not going to happen. But wait, hear me out.
All right.
It's because I am me and you are you. This is where the difference lies. And being in social media and doing management coaching and training around social media, there's thousands, if not tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of people that do it. Here's a piece. There, I can go into any social media group online and I will see 200, 300 people saying, book me as your social media manager right off the bat. Most of these are using copy paste templates from Canva. They don't know the algorithms. They haven't studied anything. They haven't learned anything. And they also haven't embraced who they are or what sets them apart and makes them different. So I tell them, no, you can't be me. But what you can do is embrace who you are. Make sure you're studying what you do. You can't just say, oh, I think it's easy to just throw some things up on something. No, if you want to do it and you want to be effective, learn the programs, learn the systems, dedicate time to it. Also, and this is something that's not talked about, if you're going to get into marketing, you do need to study psychology. You do need to study neurolinguistics. You do need to study emotional and human connection because that is what it is. It's about having that connection and having that piece that derives. So once you've studied this, and once you've learned about it, once you've embraced it, then what you want to do is you have to commit to continual learning. Most job spheres, most businesses, most communities, always something changes. So commit yourself that you will continue to study and grow. Because if you're just going to think, well, I know it all now, let me go. Guess what? 3 years from now, you'll be obsolete. So don't do it. And I'm seeing a lot of that right now because of AI.
Yep.
And I'm in the process of getting JSON certified, which is actually coding the AI, not even just using it, because I know that if I don't embrace it, well, then you know what? What I do may be obsolete. You have to learn and grow. The other piece of this is, and this is the one that's the hardest for people, and this is where people struggle. If you are going to be in business or you're going to do something where you're saying, I'm a leader, I'm someone who creates this, I'm someone who has communities, stand for something, actually stand for something. I'm not talking the, oh yes, no, we respect everyone. Oh yes, we no, actually put put both feet out there and say, no, this is what I stand for, this is what I believe in, and this is why this is. And it may be controversial. You may alienate some people. That's
Yes.
okay. But you know what? Stand for something you believe in. That's also why one of my volunteers, this year I was elected as the executive vice president for the Human Dignity Foundation. On the
Ooh.
next term round around, I will be president. It gives me the opportunity to be elected for president of that nonprofit board. But I absolutely stand for what I stand for and I believe in it and I don't hide it. If you can be you, if you can study, commit to learning and stand for something, and the big secret is treat people with some respect and have a conversation instead of just barking at them. I guarantee you will be very successful, but don't try and be me. You're so much better at being you than you could ever be at being me.
Oh wow. Again, mind blowing. That is beyond mind blowing. And that's I gotta admit that was one of the best responses that I had on this Sunday morning chat series is not to be like you, but be your own you. And that is truly a wonderful response for someone who is inspired by what you're doing. Now, another question is we talked about Blossoms of Success. Where could people go to know more about your company, Blossoms of Success?
So there is the website blossom2success.com and it's two as in TO. So BLOSSOM TOSUCCESS. Yes, I have to close my eyes to spell it out because I always get scared of spelling it wrong. And I'm Blossom to Success on the majority of social medias out there that allow you to have a username. And I'm probably on 80 plus of them, but I'm more prominent on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. So any of those that work best for you.
All right, and you say you're on YouTube, right?
Yes.
Okay, this is what I'm doing right now, happy people. I am going to go on my phone right now and go into YouTube, and I'm just going to go right here on YouTube, and this is right here in living color. And let's see, so my Sunday Morning Chat Series YouTube page, and I'm going to type out. Now, could you spell out again? BLOSSOMTO.
Yeah.
Success.
Yeah.
Alrighty, let's see if I can find you. I think I found you right here, Karen Hewitt, Boston Success, and I'm going to subscribe to the channel. Bam!
Awesome.
You see how easy that is? I just subscribe to Blossom Success. So if you're blossomsuccess.com, you go to the social media links. It's that simple. It only takes a few seconds to actually do that. So I just did it right there, and bam, we're ready to go. And here's some amazing things from Karen Hewitt. Thank you very much for the information. And could you spell out one more time to all the happy people out there? Blossom Success, please.
So blossom, just like the cherry blossom flower, so you can grow your roots from within. BLOSSOM success SUCCESS.com. And that's because we're going to help you blossom to success because you deserve to be the best you. And that's no one else needs to be that. It's you.
All right. Again, Blossom to Success. Check it out. For more information, just check that out. Blossom to Success. Now, we are at the shout out portion of our episode for the Sunday Morning Chat Series. And there are so many people that give them an opportunity to thank for making this all possible. If you have a chance to thank the people that are making your success for Blossom to Success possible, who would you like to thank?
I'm going to try and do this without crying.
Go
The
for it.
one person I really want to recognize above anyone else, and August 23rd was actually the 9th year of her passing, is my mom. My mom was my best friend, but she was also the person I could say, I have this crazy idea. And she'd go, okay, what's the crazy idea? And I'd tell her, and if it really was a crazy idea, she'd go, okay, so we just need to talk about that for a minute before you go ahead and do that. But she was one of the biggest supporters, and especially in the early days where I felt like things weren't going as they should, or things were holding me back, or sometimes, honestly, I got some really mean comments about some stuff when I started to stand up for my mission. Like some people, when they can hide behind a keyboard, they can be kind of, mean. And she would be the one that went, no, you're seeing the mean ones, but did you see this one that said this and this was fantastic? And that's another tip I'm going to say. You can get 100 hate comments on a post, but you'll also get one or two happy, positive comments. You get to choose. Are you going to focus on the ones that tell you should give up? Or are you going to focus on the one or two that say, hey, you know what? I see you and you've got it. Focus on that. And that's what she taught me to do. She taught me to focus on the good. She taught me to focus on the positive. And it was okay to think outside the box because the boxes were meant to be broken down anyway. And so I want to shout her out. And then obviously my kids, they've always been the ones that remind me to take life at its own value, because there are some days I look at them and they say something and I'm like, sorry, did that actually happen? Or the joke is I've told all 5 kids that there's a common phrase that has been mentioned to all 5 of them growing up is don't lick the dog. Because they just assume that because the dog licked them, they needed to lick the dog back. But you have to remain rooted in your family, because if you start a business or you start a venture or you start a mission or a purpose and you decide to leave your family behind, you'll lose more than you ever thought you would gain. So stay grounded in that. And the list of people, I mean, do you have 6 hours? I could go on forever, but there's been so many amazing people, and you as well. You've given me so much inspiration in that. I think we've known each other, what now, 3, 4, 5 years? I don't know. It's been a long time. Even though you did try and kill me with strawberries one time, but that's nonetheless.
Hey, still love you, Karen.
Still love you back. But yeah, you get a choice of when someone says something to you, can you use that word to either be the positive that it was intended, or if it was negative, can you take that criticism to use to help you to grow and expand your own growth? Every day I try and write down 3 people I could be thankful for, and I try not to repeat it over and over again because that's a habit to get into. But be thankful to all these people because even a small piece is what makes you you.
Fantastic. And I really appreciate this. And there's one more final question I have for you. And this one more question. We talked about not licking the dog. That's a good words of wisdom right there. And this portion of it is words of wisdom, not just for myself, but for my audience and my crew, which is known as the Happy People. And every episode I do on this podcast, I always have the guests give one more solid words of wisdom for my crew and my people, the Happy People. If you have one more words of wisdom for my fans, the Happy People, what would it be?
That whenever you try something new or try an adventure or try and step into something, you're always going to have people that don't respond the way you hope. It could be very blatant negativity, it could be lower end of support, it could be all these different things. I want you to ask yourself, am I trying to step into this process, whether it be a business, going to school, taking a new job, taking on a new role? It doesn't matter what the process is. And you're getting all these negative people. You ask yourself one question first. Am I doing this because it's something that I am wanting to do? Or is it something because I am being told I should do this? Once you have your answer, if it's something that you're being told that you should do it, guess what? You've just got your answer and you don't need to be bothering with it anymore and let that person just go bye-bye in your head because you can focus on something better for yourself. But if it's something that you want to do and you still have that negative little word in your brain, in your mind, I want to teach you something about that person. That person, 9 times out of 10, is covering up something from themselves that's based in fear or insecurity. And it is actually nothing to do with you or the reflection of you.
Right.
It is nothing that you have done, said, or created. It is their perception based on something that is within themselves. And I'm telling you this because I've had a lot of pushback because of my mission base and being part of who I am and being very open about who I am as a person, not just as a business owner. I'm very open. Hey, this is who I am. I have pink hair. I'm a little, chaotic and a little crazy. I was very open about getting an ADHD and autism diagnosis. I've put that out there and been very honest. And I've had some really negative people who've told me to take things down so people don't judge me. They're not judging, people aren't judging you. They're judging themselves for not being able to handle it. So if someone is negative to you, ask yourself, is it something that you want to do or feel like you need to do? Genuinely ask yourself if they have merit. Because if they're sending you a message saying, take this picture down because you don't realize what you got in the background, well, that could be an actual real criticism and you need to listen to that. But most people who spread hurtful or mean or words to tear you down, it tends to be from their own perception or their own fear or their own insecurity. And the best thing, there's 2 best practices I'm going to tell you to do. One,
Right.
don't heed it any attention. It doesn't matter. It's nothing to do with you. You're still going to do you and you're still going to be the best you, and that's okay. And 2, sometimes a little extra kindness being thrown that way and showing them a little extra love and a little extra heart and a little extra compassion actually helps them more than you ever realize. And you never know when you're going to have that conversation a couple of years later and go, do you remember when I said those mean things and you did this? You can change someone's life. You have a choice. You can choose to be mean and hateful. You can choose to take these words to heart and let them control you. Or you can choose to go, this is something I want to do. I'm going to do it. I'm going to be me, but I'm also going to be kind and respectful and courteous and show compassion and love as I do it.
Karen, that is the perfect bookend to a wonderful episode of the Sunday Morning Chat Series. On behalf of all the happy people that are out here, I want to take this time to say thank you very much for taking the time to be right here on the Sunday Morning Chat Series. Thank you, Karen.
Thank you.
All right, and this concludes this episode of the Sunday Morning Chat Series. For more information about this podcast and other podcasts, go to prconnectionsradio.com, and you can also check out PR Connections on YouTube. But wait, there's more. If you want to see some past episodes from the plethora of positive people making big differences in the community, you can also go to the YouTube channel Sunday Morning Chat Series. If you're able to go to Sunday Morning Chat Series, you can check out the past videos, click subscribe, comment, like the different videos that are out there, and definitely just check that out. And this is Jessica III speaking on behalf of the Sunday Morning Chat Series. I'll see you next Sunday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. On behalf of Karen and myself, this is Jessica III saying, until next time, hi people, you take care of yourselves and have a great day. Bye.
Get 50,000 plus in funding without using your social security number and without putting up collateral. It's simple, it's easy, and best of all, it won't affect your personal credit. Just use promo code PRTalk when you reach out. Click the link in the captions now. Or call 702-210-4201 to speak with an expert. Funding made simple. Let's get you started today.
PR Connections Radio thanks you for watching this podcast. Check out more episodes of this show and our others at prconnectionsradio.com.